Word to word meaning. Tada, at that time. Tad, that. Aham, I. Ishasya, of the Lord. Bhaktanam, of the devotees. Sham, mercy. Abhipsataha, desiring. Anugraham, special benediction. Manyamanaha, thinking in that way. Pratistaham, pratistaham, departed. Disham, disham uttaram, in the northern direction. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. I look this as a special mercy of the Lord, who always desires benediction for his devotees, and so thinking, I started for the north. Please repeat this translation. I took this as a special mercy of the Lord, who always desires benediction for his devotees, and so thinking, I started for the north. Purport. Confidential devotees of the Lord see in every step a benedictory direction of the Lord. What is considered to be an odd or difficult moment in the mundane sense is accepted as the special mercy of the Lord. Mundane prosperity is a kind of material fever, and by the grace of the Lord, the temperature of this material fever is gradually diminished, and spiritual health is obtained step by step. Mundane people misunderstand it. The sense, the purport for this verse. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyat Deshatarine जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So we are reading the verses from the 6th chapter entitled as Conversation between Narada and Vasudeva. The context for this is that when Narada felt dissatisfaction in his heart, then Narada appeared and instructed on the Srimad-Bhagavatam. So Narada told that how he attained perfection when he was in his previous life. So at the age of 5 years, when he was a son of a maid servant, he got an opportunity to associate with Bhaktivedantas for 4 months in Chaturmasa period. So that's how he got perfection and explained the instructions on Srimad-Bhagavatam. So further, Vasudeva wanted to know, after 4 months when Bhaktivedantas left the place where he was living, so Vasudeva was inquisitive to know what happened after that. So how did he perfect further? How did he live this further duration of life? So that is the conversation between Narada and Vasudeva is happening, where Narada is further explaining incidents of his past life, in the sense the where he was son of maid servant. After the Bhaktivedanta left, what happened in due course of his lifetime. So that's what we are seeing in these verses, where after that he was living with his mother, who was very poor, and she is alone, and her protection is only his son only, where the Naradas in previous life. And so mother was affectionate to his son, her son, where she has only protection from her son alone. So that's how they were living in a cottage in a remote place. And the Narada is telling in the previous life, so Narada is explaining that mother want to look after Narada's maintenance properly, but because She was not independent. She was not able to do anything for me. The world is under full control of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, everyone is like a wooden doll in the hands of the puppet master. So, further Narada says, when I was mere child of 5 years, I lived in a Brahmana school. I was dependent on my mother's affection and had no experience of different lands. So further Narada says, once upon a time, my poor mother, when she was going out in the night to milk a cow, was bitten by the leg by a serpent, influenced by the supreme time. So these are the incidents happened in the Narada's previous life, where suddenly his mother was passed away due to snake bite. So how did Narada took this as a special mercy of the Lord, which is explained in the further verses. So we think that our life is safe. We can do whatever we want, or we can achieve whatever we want in this life by pursuing material knowledge, material skills, and we can think that we can safely sail this material life. But if you see in this current world, there are Shri Krishna Rukmini Satyabhama ki. So when people are absorbed in the materialistic activities in the current world where we are living now, there are so many problems we are facing. There are so many governments are there, there are so many policies are made to make our life peaceful and happy. But if you see the problems which are faced by the human beings on this current day is much more compared to the Vedic times, because we are fully absorbed in the bodily concept of life, where materialism is the rule or the norm of the days. So we build so many dams, so many things, so many schemes government is making, but still there are miseries from floods, scarcity, famine, and there are so many other personal problems every individual is facing. Just like if you see in the recent times, where in Vijayawada a lot of floods had come. So government had planned so many things to make sure that we build dams and give water to the people and make their necessities free from anxiety. But the nature is so harsh. There are floods, there are heavy rains, and which flooded the entire city, and so many people are also died. So why these miseries are coming? And recently we have seen in the Kerala also, they built so many houses nicely on the hill, but the landslide, due to rains, landslide has come and so many people died. So why this? Even though we make so much arrangement for our happy and peaceful living, anxiety free, why these miseries are inflicting upon all of us? So what is the cause of all these things? And not only that, we think that by getting job, by good education in the material knowledge, we think our life is settled. But if you see the current lifestyle of the employees, especially IT and these people, they are constantly under depression, anxiety and fear. And not only that, they supposed to work for 8 hours or something like that, as per the norm of the policy. But they are extending their hours of, recently we seen in the Pune, what is her name? Anna Sebastian something. So she was forced to work for 18 hours a day like that. And she lost all her health and she passed away. She did not commit suicide, but naturally she left her body because of depression, increase of depression in her situation. And not only that, in Chennai, so many IT employees are committing suicides because of depression and anxiety increasing in the job. So why all this is happening? The Veda says, because we have forgotten our true identity as a spirit soul. We have absorbed fully in the material life or material concept of life. So that is where we are not going in a right direction to lead our life. So because we think I am the body, and how to maximize the enjoyment for the senses and extended senses. So all the arrangements are uh, caring for these bodily senses and extended bodily senses. So that's why we can see the problems which are inflicting all of us, because we forgot what's our real identity, what's our real goal of life. The material nature is providing, but if it is supplies, if we are utilizing this life for the ultimate purpose of life which we got by nature's laws, we got this human form of life. So there is a prerogative for human life to attain something highest in the human form of life. But if we are not utilizing, if you are living like animals, then the nature is inflicting all these difficulties on human society. So this is the cause of our dissatisfaction or disturbances or suffering or depression or anxiety is due to being too much absorbed in the materialistic activity, materialism. So for Prabhupada, one gives a nice example to illustrate how we have absorbed in our materialistic activities or fully drowned in the materialism. So once Prabhupada says, in Calcutta, there is a once landlord is there. So in their house, his wife, landlady, and there is a maid servant also is there. So somehow by some infection, they got some fever. So what landlord said, he called one doctor to check what happened. So doctor came to their house, he tested all, or he measured the fever, everything, and concluded, and he went to he measured all the test. He put the stethoscope and measured temperature and everything. Then he went to the landlord and told, your wife, your landlady is all right, she not worry much about, but you have to take special care of your maid servant, because she got the material fever or temperature is 104, while your wife, your landlady got only 100 degrees centigrade, 100 Fahrenheit. So the landlady overheard this conversation from the doctor. Then she shouted, why my maidservant got 104? I should get 108. So that is understood. So they are not thinking that fever, materialism is not all that they have to reduce the fever. But she is thinking the number is high means I am great. So the more materialistic, I am great. So to illustrate that point, Prabhupada gave this example that in this verse also, Prabhupada is explaining that material fever is not to be increased, but to be reduced. But in the people in the current world, absorbed in increasing this materialistic activities. So another example, there is is there where how people are absorbed in the materialism. So one good friend of his classmate, so he wanted to make him come out of drinking habit, and normally goes and explains scientifically, medically, if you drink, your all lungs will spoil, kidney will spoil, so don't drink, like that. So many ways he wanted to make him come out of bad habits. He was thinking, okay, let me, but the friend was not satisfied with his arguments or his conviction that I should give up my drinking. So then what happened? So let me take up some Shastra or Garuda Purana like that, and let me advise him, so that at least when he hear the statements of Shastra, he may give up the drinking habit. So he went and told his friend, so if you don't stop this bad habit, drinking, so you will go to hell. And there is a lot of suffering. Then his friend replies, oh, I will alone go to hell? He will ask. Then, yeah, whoever drinks, he will go to hell. Then my father is also drinking. Then he says, your father also will go to hell. Then further he says, my friends are all drinking. Oh, all your friends also will go to hell. Then no problem, I will go to hell and make a party there. So he's not thinking about suffering and all those things. He's thinking, okay, drinking, eating meat, all these are materialistic way, engaging in the activities, thinking that is the success. So this, to illustrate this, Prabhupada gave like this example where people are absorbed in the materialistic activities. They don't know what is real life, and struggling very hard, and thinking that they become happy. But the nature is giving a lot of difficulties in the form of so many calamities. The Adhyatmic, Adibhautika and Adidaivik kleshas are inflicting upon us. So further here, Prabhupada is explaining that spiritual health is obtained by association with the devotees. Just like Narada, he was associated with the Bhakti Vedantas just for 4 months, but he got the glimpse of understanding of spiritual life, understanding of who am I, what is Supreme Lord, and what is spiritual life, everything. So when he encountered difficulties, he did not become fearful. Instead of that, he actually took the mercy, this is the mercy of the Lord, and he went forward for search of spiritual progress. So to get the sense of spiritual importance of spiritual life, we have to follow the spiritual methods, especially in this age. To come out of all difficulties, we have to take up the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. So even Parikshit Maharaj says, Kaler dosha nidya rajan astireko mahan guna. So kirtanadiyeva Krishnasya mukta sangha paramrajat. So in this age, there are a lot of difficulties. People are absorbed in the materialism still. But if somebody takes to chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, he can actually be saved. He get the special mercy of the Lord. In the Kali Santana Upanishad also says, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, iti shodashaka namnam Kali Kalmasha Nashanam, Nata Parataro Upayas, Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. So in this age of Kali Yuga, there is no other method than chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. So if someone takes the process which is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada and follows the rules and regulations and chants this Hare Krishna mantra 16 rounds, he makes progress towards spiritual life, where he reduces his temperature of material fever. So that's what he had discussed in this purport. And so if at least those who have chant the Hare Krishna mantra and follow the principles given by Srila Prabhupada, he is sure that he will actually reduce his material fever, and gradually he progresses on spiritual path and perfects his life. He becomes really happy and content. Here Prabhupada mentions that, so confidential devotees of the Lord see in every step a benedictory direction of the Lord. So what is considered to be an odd or difficult moment in the mundane sense is accepted as a special mercy of the Lord. Just like we have seen, this same question was asked by Parikshit to Shukadeva Goswami, that I have seen there are so many devotees of Lord Shiva or other demigods. So they worship them and they get material sense enjoyment, material prosperity very easily. But I see so many devotees of you or devotees of Lord Vishnu, when they worship, they don't seem to be prosper in their life. So what is the cause of, or how to understand this? What is in case of devotees of Vishnu, they normally don't get material opulence like those who worship the Lord, other demigods, like especially like Lord Shiva. Then the same Shukadeva Goswami relates another incidents where Yudhishthira Maharaj himself asked Lord Krishna in the Rajasuya Yajna that we are your devotees, we have been meditating upon you, or we are always thinking of you, but we have undergone a lot of difficulties in this lifetime. So how we can take it up? Then Krishna says in the 10th chapter, 88th chapter, 8th verse, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Yasyaham anugrahana me harishe tadhanam shanaihi tato dhanam tvajantyasya svajana dukkha dukkhitam. The translation is, the personality Godhead said, if I especially favor someone, I gradually deprive him of his wealth. Then the relatives and the friends of such poverty-stricken man abandon him. In this way, he suffers one distress after another. So, here Krishna says, somebody is very serious, somebody is very eagerly want to come out of all real problems of life, not so-called the materialistic wants and demands. So he wants to perfect his life. He wants to come out of the four fundamental problems of life, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Then what Krishna does when he worships him? So whatever attachment he had, which is blocking his progress. So Krishna can give benefit, can give benedictions if he sees that he can progress, or if he is attached to so many materialistic activities, he is absorbed in the materialism. What he does, especially if somebody is very serious, he takes, or he Krishna says, I gradually deprive him of all his wealth, all his so-called comforts of life he will remove. And finally, when everybody abandons him and all these friends, relatives will throw him away, you are not useful, you go away. Then he finally takes the shelter of Supreme Lord and takes the shelter of Hare Krishna mantra. So this happens especially for somebody who is very serious and is supposed to be attached to materialistic activities. So to reduce the material fever, Krishna takes away all the so-called attachment from him, and so that he absolutely surrendered to, depends upon Krishna's protection alone. So same thing here we can see. This happened in case of Pandavas and also Parikshit Maharaj also, when he got cursed by Shringi Brahmana that you has to die in 7 days. Even though he did not do very grievous sin, but just for a small mistake what he did, the sin or the curse which he got is very severe. But Parikshit Maharaj did not take it as a like a difficulty, or it is like a very burden or like that, but he took it is also a mercy of the Lord. Yasyaham anugrahame, one more is there. He takes whatever difficulties are there, it is actually given by the Lord. I supposed to suffer more than what I actually got. So that's how he treats, and he makes his life perfect. So similarly here we are seeing Narada also, he did not get disappointed, or did not get that I lost everything, and because he got the guidance of the Bhakti Vedantas what to do in life, and he took, this is a special mercy of the Lord, and he started walking toward the north to find out where the Supreme Lord is and how to meditate on him, how to serve him. So that's how Lord Narada took an opportunity that his mother left him, but he took the full shelter of the Lord. That is a full perfect protection we can achieve by taking shelter of the Lord. So similarly, we can also get the full protection and full shelter of the Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, we can take the direct shelter of the Supreme Lord and become fearless and perfect our lives. We'll stop with this. Srimad-Bhagavatam ki Jai Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.